What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I made my way down to Hendrick BMW Northlake, and behind me we're going to take a look at the 2020 BMW M850i Gran Coupe. Huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. I will have all of their contact information in the description below. The model that we're looking at is finished off in black sapphire metallic and has an MSRP just over $118,000. Under the hood, this has a 4.4 liter twin power turbocharged V8 engine, and this is only paired to the 8-speed automatic with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 523 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 553 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,800 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs around 4,700 pounds. 0 to 60 can happen in 3.6 seconds, and it has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 18 gallons, you can expect to see 17 miles per gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 119 inches. It has an overall length of 200.3. The width is 76.1, and it has a height of 55.4 inches. Starting up front, this comes with adaptive LED headlights with laser light technology, along with the daytime running lights, and the ambient turn signal runs just on the top section of the headlight housing, giving it a very cool look. This has a front camera located in the center of the kidney style grille. It has a nice brushed finish to it, along with all of the vertical slots that run throughout it. 6 forward parking sensors are located throughout the middle section of the bumper. As we make our way to the lower section of the bumper, you'll see the sensor right in the middle. This is for all of the technology features that are offered, along with the mesh on each side of it, providing cooling to the engine. You can see more functional cutouts in the lower section of the bumper, along with very nice contoured lines, giving it an aggressive appearance. On each side, there's even more mesh with cutouts, along with air inlets to help with aerodynamics. And then as we make our way up to the hood, it features very clean lines running throughout it. Moving to the side, this features a set of 20-inch M-style wheels. They have a 5 double-spoke design to them, along with a 2-tone finish. 4-wheel disc brakes are in all 4 corners. You can see on this model, the brake calipers have been painted blue with the M badge on them as well. Just behind the front tires, there's an air vent, and you can see that starts a distinctive line that runs just underneath the door handles. There's also another line running in the lower section of the door and nice contoured lines in the side skirts. As we make our way up to the side mirrors, they are power folding, feature the integrated turn signal. They have a brush trim piece on the top section of them, and then a camera underneath each one as part of the 3D camera system. And then last up, moving our way up to the roof, it features a full panoramic sunroof. And finishing up in the rear, this comes with LED taillights. There's nice contoured lines running throughout the power trunk. This has a backup camera with 6 parking sensors. You can see rear fog lights to each side. Down below, this has a nice contrasting color against the black. You can see the different color diffuser with fins right in the center, and on each side of that is the exhaust. That's gonna finish it up for the exterior walk around on the M850i. I really like the design of this vehicle. They call it a Gran Coupe, kind of has a nice stretched out design to it, but the roofline meets the rear end nicely just to give it a proportional look all around. And hopefully you've seen some clips of the interior. The inside is just as nice as the exterior. So with the vehicle locked, I have the key on me. I'll just place my hand on the door handle. You will hear it automatically unlock. So once inside now, we can go ahead and start this up. With my foot on the brake, we'll just go over to the engine start stop button and bring this to life. On the center screen, you'll see the fuel gauge and speedometer on the left side. The tach and engine temperature are on the right side, along with the outside temperature. Right in the center, you can get a view of the map, so when that is on and working, you're able to easily view that. You can see the clock and odometer on the bottom left as well. So once inside now, we are greeted with an absolutely perfect interior. I love the color of these seats. It's on the door panels as well, even on this side for the driver. It just gives it a really cool look once you get on the inside. Starting off on the door panel here, you have leather and stitching up on the armrest. Beautiful aluminum buttons everywhere for your lock and unlock and your memory seating adjustments, along with the release handle. This has a 16-speaker Bowers & Wilkins audio sound system. You can see more of that aluminum on the top and the bottom speaker. Gives it a really, really nice look. All of the window controls are also aluminum. You have your side mirror adjustments, along with some storage space up underneath, and a really nice grab handle. I like the design of this, so when you do have the door all the way open, very nice to have it within reach here, of course. Beautiful stitching that runs across it as well. As we make our way to the steering wheel, it's covered in leather. There's stitching running on the inside of the steering wheel as well. This is heated. It has the M badge down at the bottom. Aluminum paddle shifters, so if you want to get a little sporty with this vehicle, you have the option to do that. On the left side, you have all of your cruise control, adaptive cruise control settings, and other modes. On the right side is your Bluetooth. You have volume for the radio, along with some other scrolling dials, which I will show you here soon. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see all the controls for your headlights, fog lights, and all of that. There's one air vent with some more nice trim. Leather covers the entire dash. You have more stitching along with your heads-up display. And then right in the middle, we'll take a look at the 10.3-inch screen. So right now we are looking at the home screen, and what you'll see is the navigation. You can look at your phone, scroll through to data along with traffic and the compass. If we just go all the way over to the left side, you can see on the top is media, so you can easily get to that. You can go into your phone. You have the navigation, which I kind of just showed. You have car that you can go into with your different settings, driver profiles, and then down at the bottom is apps. You can use the rotary dial down below. So you'll see this pad right here. You can click on it. You can go up, down, left, and right. And then you'll see basically shortcuts to everything with your home, map, navigation, media, and phone. You have a back and options button behind that. Just underneath that, you'll see two air vents along with the hazard button. And then this is part of the intelligent safety system. So you can have this on or off. So this basically goes through your front collision, your side collision, you have your lane departure, your steering intervention, along with blind spot, and set it to 3 different settings for each mode. Just underneath that, there's a row of buttons here. You have all the climate controls nicely laid out in the middle. This does have dual zone climate up front. Going all the way down will shut it completely off, along with the temperature on each side. Right in the middle is the menu button for the AC. You have some recirc buttons on the left and the right, along with the heated seat controls. You have some more preset buttons down below, along with a power and volume for the radio, with a couple other controls on each side. This model also has the gesture control, so just by turning my hand here, you can see I am adjusting the audio right there. Right in the center here, we have a nice black piano finish. If we just push on the bottom, you'll see a wireless charger in the front, along with a USB port. There are 2 cup holders and a 12 volt. As we make our way back to the shifter now, just pushing the unlock trigger on the left side, I can go all the way up into reverse. You will see the backup camera on one side, along with a top-down view on the right side. I'm just going to push on different ones here. It automatically goes to one side of the vehicle. We have the other side, and then in the back, as you saw. And with your hands here, you can adjust the screen just by swiping. Just like this, we can see around the entire vehicle, which is very cool to see and easy to use. I am doing this first try right now, so you guys are seeing me mess with it for the first time. And then there is one more setting on this side for car wash. So if you are pulling this into a car wash or even a parking spot or something like that, you can see exactly where the wheels are. If we go ahead and put the vehicle into drive, now you'll see the forward-facing camera along with the guidelines, and they do move with the steering wheel as well. To the left side of that, you have traction control. Just clicking on this camera button here will bring up the system as we just went through, so basically a shortcut. You have your parking sensors, your engine start-stop feature, which you can turn on and off. And then on the back side here, there's a couple different driving modes. There's Sport, Comfort, Eco, Pro, Adaptive. There's an automatic hold feature along with the electronic parking brake, and then all the controls again for that center screen. As we make our way to the center, you'll see more leather and stitching on the armrest. There's a nice aluminum trim piece on the front section of that. If we just push on this button, you'll see the center armrest here. There's a 12 volt along with a USB and a good amount of storage space with the split style design here. Making our way over to the glove box, you have a lot of room for anything that needs to go in there. We'll take another look at these seats. This is a really nice color combo with the black leather and the pattern running down the middle. You can adjust the front section of the seat as well, which is nice to see. And then up top, this has the full panoramic sunroof. You have one for the front passengers along with one for the rear passengers. All of those controls are up in the center here, along with all of the dome lights. Moving on to the back seats now. Starting off with the door panel, you'll see it's finished off just like up front. It has the same attention to detail, which is nice to see. There's also several buttons on the door panel itself. You have the normal window control, automatic up and down. You also have a sunshade button, so just pushing on it once, you'll see it raise up. Pushing on it again, it will automatically go down. You can adjust the other side as well, so if I want to do the passenger side, I can easily do that. I can also adjust the sunshade in the rear, so if I want to have that up. And the last button will do the top for the sunroof. So you have a lot of controls to be able to do all of this, which is nice to see. As we make our way to the center, this has a 4-zone climate control system overall. 2 zones are in the back, so you have those climates for the driver's side and the passenger side. along with heated rear seats. So you have those buttons. There's 2 USB ports in front of that, along with a little bit of storage space and your air vents. And then behind both front seats, you have a little bit of storage, so anything that you need to put there. This is a 4-seater, so the center here is obviously occupied by the center stack. We can pull down the center armrest here just by pushing on this button. We can open it up. You'll see 2 cup holders and then a little bit of storage space on the back side. Very nice to have that armrest. And you can fold the seat completely down, so it is separate from these two if you have anything that needs to go through. And then last up, talking about the headroom and legroom in the back seats here. I have the front seat set at my height 5'10". My feet are easily up underneath the seat, and I have about 5, 6, maybe even 7 inches in front of my knees, and then a couple inches above my head. They're actually pretty comfortable seats. I like the attention to detail. There's no bolsters or anything that will kind of hug you in place, but it is a comfortable position, so if you have to be back here for a while. It's nice and open in the back too, even with the sunshade closed at the moment. You can also fold these seats down as well. The latch is located in the trunk in order to do that. So you have a 40-20-40 split, and they do fold almost completely flat. It gives you plenty of room into the back area there. Last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space with the power liftgate just up underneath to the left side of the backup camera. I can just push on that electronic button. You have about 16 cubic feet of storage space in the back with the back seats up, and then obviously with them folded down, there's plenty of room for anything that you need to put in the back. You can see there's a tie-down hook on the left side and the right side. You have a little bit of storage space off and to the right, and then a roadside assistance kit on the left side. And then up top on the liftgate, we can either close and lock it or just close it. So getting the M850i out on the road now, this is a all-new design following the Coupe, which I actually did a review on a couple weeks ago. In the Gran Coupe here, it has a longer wheelbase, which gives you more room in the back seats, as you saw earlier. I had plenty of space on the one side with a whole bunch of controls. I really like all the functions that the back seat passengers get with all the sunshades and especially the heated seats and all of the controls in the center. But now that we're out on the road now, just putting a couple miles on it so far, it's been a really comfortable ride. I do have it in comfort mode right now, but we can toggle or easily toggle between the different driving modes just by clicking on sport there. Hopefully you heard the tach jump just a little bit. We'll go ahead and put it into manual mode there. It is pretty loud on the downshifts, so just giving it a little bit of power. I didn't think it was going to be that loud. From the revs I did earlier, it wasn't too loud from the inside. There's not much road noise or wind noise or anything like that, so it's definitely a fun daily driving vehicle, but you can still hear it in sport mode. If I go into comfort mode, that easily goes away, so you can have a more enjoyable ride if you're on a long trip or something like that. Handles really well. It feels solid, pretty planted for a 4-seat vehicle, so that you could get this out on some back roads if you wanted to. Aside from that, you have 2 other modes. There's Eco Pro and Adaptive, and the adaptive setting will actually kind of learn how you're driving the vehicle. So if you're going pretty hard on some back mountain roads or something, it will automatically put it into sport versus just cruising out on the highway. It'll put it into Eco. So it's kind of cool that it will basically learn how you're driving the vehicle. But let's go ahead and move on to the overall visibility for the 4-seater. Obviously, looking out of the front half, it's very good. The pillars are very thin, so you can easily see around you in the front. And then a glance over your left and right shoulder. The seat pillars in the back are not really bulky, so you can easily see out of the back glass and the rear glass itself. And I can easily see out of the rear view mirror as well. One thing I also wanted to mention about this vehicle is there is no shark fin antenna on the top of it. What BMW decided to do to get a nice sleek design in the back end of the vehicle is they made the trunk a composite material. So that way they can put all of the antenna for the satellite radio and everything like that in the trunk itself and eliminate having anything on the top of the vehicle, which is pretty cool to see. What they also did with the trunk being a composite is the BMW logo is just the logo. It doesn't have the backup camera in it that is underneath along with the button. So they redesigned it just a little bit, but I think it was worth it. It gives the back end a nice clean design. Moving on to all the materials on the inside, I really like the leather on the steering wheel. It has a nice comfortable feel. And then talking about these seats with the Fiona red interior, I really like it against the black metallic sapphire on the outside. It has a really nice contrast to it. You can see it running down the entire center. It's on the glove box. It has a really nice feel to it, and then having the two-tone with the black on the bolsters, I think it gives it a really nice touch. But all the buttons are really nice. You have aluminum for all the AC controls. The screen in the center is very easy to use, and it features a ton of technology, so it's nice that it's all grouped right there. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up my walk around review and test drive driving the all-new 2020 BMW M850i Gran Coupe. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW of Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. I'll have all of their contact information in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.